Hello, I'm Zandra Sunglin Burns, the Witch, and today I am sharing with you my lunar learnings from last year, from 2024. I created this over the past year, Lunar Logbook. It's my moon planner for living by the phases of the moon, and I have been developing it by printing it out page by page, and so this was my planner for the last year. This is the process of creating this. I've learned a lot, and actually the learnings are very simple, and so I want to transmit them to you so that you can learn from what I have learned at the end of this volume, where there is space to record your lunar learnings here. Now, you can do that at the end of the year. Another option is when you've mastered a big life lesson, jot it down here as you're going along, even if you're early on in the book, as like, this is something that's going to define this year of my life. So there's a quick tip. And then you also have this conclusion section, which is a little more freeform around concluding the story of this volume. So first of all, a little insight into why this is the thing that I'm centering here, because when I think about setting up your planner, there are practical considerations, such as the fact that this one is undated, and so there will be another video around filling in your calendar and where to put certain things and how to choose your tasks and your projects. But what is most important to contextualize all of that is to decide what story you want to live in. What is the story of your life that you're creating? That's the purpose of your plans and your systems and your productivity and the tasks that you set. That is all in support of the life that you want to live. And so what I encourage you to do is to measure your progress over the past year, not just in terms of what you have completed, what you have finished, what you have made, what you have produced, what you have achieved or accomplished, but to root that in what success means to you. And maybe success is too shiny a word for it. How do you want to measure the passage of time for yourself? What is most memorable? What are the most memorable moments in your life? And how do you amplify those? How do you make your memory of this past year be in alignment with what matters to you? And that might be something that feels silly or simple, or like nobody else is talking about their year being a success in these terms. But when they hear you do that, it gives them permission to do it as well. And you don't even have to share it with anybody. You can just tuck it away in here. But the act of writing it down on the page, that is the magic. That is the power that you have. So let's talk about the lessons. First of all, this one's very important. Take thy time. I was really hoping to finish this so quickly. I was even thinking, so it was a year ago, it's the Sagittarius new moon that has just passed this weekend. There's some tinkering going on outside. Please forgive the tinkering. It was the Sagittarius new moon last year that I first started to scribble together what I wanted my very own moon planner to be, with all of the reflections and features that I wanted. This was the art that I made. It was very simple. And this is what the new moon spread looked like. Hold on. Look at how it's grown. So this is where it started. And this is where we went. So, okay, this is 1 year later. Now, this needed time to develop into this. This took months and months, and I almost printed it like this, where it was like, these are the little lines that I want you to fill in. But actually, it took time to unwind from what I'd seen elsewhere into these creative shapes that invite you to play and mess up and make little sticky note notes to yourself and then make them more permanent when you transcribe them into your Lunar Logbook. I really wanted to rush this out and get this done. I was hoping for the astrological new year last year, so March, months and months ago. But I'm so glad that I let it take the whole year to become what it has become. It's unrecognizable from when it began. And so I have really learned that these projects take time to develop in order to really become, like, really emerge. It's not like it was transforming into something. It was like there was the purity of it that didn't feel safe to be on the page, that didn't feel safe to be seen, that by the end of the year I was like, this is how we do it. This is how we Lunar Logbook. So that took time. And don't worry so much about how it looks and how to present it to others. Don't force anything and stop looking for the formula. So that's not just applying to this designing the Lunar Logbook, but while I was doing this major project, I almost said amazing project. Okay, this amazing project. While I was doing this amazing project, which I now look at in its tangible form, and I'm like, this is an amazing project. I was also trying to develop so many other things, and I was like, how do I fit this into a shape that people will understand? How do I present this in a way that people will get? And I've been doing an iteration of that for years and years and years. And it's finally landed with me where I'm like, you just make the thing that you want to make. And if that's coming from a place of truth and excitement and enthusiasm, then others who it's meant for will resonate with that. You don't need to translate it into words that you're seeing elsewhere already, because maybe you're the one who's creating the words that will give others the relief to be like, oh, I didn't even know this is what I needed, but here it is. What a relief. And actually, the invitations that I've received, whether it's to go to an event or a product or an experience, it's always been like, whoa, what's that? Where did that come from? It's not like, oh yes, this comfortably fits within my understanding of my current reality and it ticks this box. No, we're in the business of making magic. And not just in doing business, but in being in the world. I'll give a blogging metaphor in case any of you are bloggers. You might be able to relate to this one, where it's like, what are my categories? What is my posting schedule? Okay, if I just post about this every Monday and this every Friday, actually this applies to like social media and stuff as well now. I sometimes forget about that. But it's like, oh, what's my strategy? If I just do this consistently all the time, then that's the thing that will stick. It's not about finding what that is. It's about getting in tune with what you want to do, with what you want to express. Because it's not about that being from a place of ego or the self. I mean, like, it's all about me. That attunement is around letting the divine influence your creativity. There is something more spiritual. There's something beyond you. So you can let go of yourself because it is here to support you. It's trying to come through you. You are the vessel that you can ease off of. You can ease off of trying to cling to a certain shape or a certain form or a certain pattern, because if you just relax and enjoy yourself and do what feels good and what feels right, that creativity will move through you and you won't even have to think about it. And the steps that you take that might, to an external eye, look like hard work won't feel like such hard work because you're not forcing it. Okay, here's a really simple one. Movement, for me, is as simple as yoga and going up a hill. It doesn't have to be anything really rigorous or intensive for this moment in my life. Even doing 10 minutes of yoga a day makes a difference. Going up a hill, even Calton Hill, which is not very steep, makes a difference. And I say this, I ground this in because when I was doing nothing, when I was feeling really sick over the summer and unable to do anything, my body wanted to just go up Arthur's seat. But my mind was telling me that's not going to be enough to get you out of this state of unwellness. Well, it was. And I want to share that with you because doing just a little bit, or especially doing the thing that your body is asking for. It's like, I really feel like doing this, but I feel like I should be doing that more rigorous Pilates, whatever. No offense to Pilates. I've never done Pilates. But when you feel like you should be doing something else, or especially if it's something more, but you're craving doing a specific thing, start with that and see how you feel. And what I've found over the years around a movement practice is that consistency is more important than what you're doing, because there are so many other barriers to entry of like, oh, I want to walk up this hill, but where are my hiking shoes? How many layers of coats do I need to be wearing? I want to go to a yoga class, but I don't know which studio to go to. I don't know if I need to bring my own mat. There are so many of these little things that have nothing to do with the actual movement, to like getting your body moving. Be easy on yourself around that and trust what you are inclined to do and to want to do. And for me, I enjoy movement practices that are more integrated and holistic to other areas of life other than just moving the body, because I understand that the body and the spirit and the mind are all connected. And so when I'm going for a walk in the hills, I am connecting to the mountain spirit. I am in fresh air. I'm in nature. My mind has space to wander. And when I'm doing yoga, even if it's a 10-minute yoga session at home, it's about connecting to my whole self being present. So that's what works for me. Okay, here's the last one. Practice making small dreams come true. Normalize this and make way for bigger ones. So I also put an asterisk around dreams, saying to claim your dreams with specificity. The better you can get at practicing wishing, specifically wishing, the more your wishes are going to come true because you've claimed them. So that's why the book starts, the Lunar Logbook starts with this wishes spread where you can write down all your wishes in these stars and then see where the year takes you. So when you can define what you want and then start to inquire about the specifics, like if you want to go on a trip, watch videos of people in that location and then see them walking around and doing the things and realizing, oh, this is just normal life. This is just a normal place. I could go there. Why not? They're there. Seeing the visuals and experiencing it and then getting a specific idea of like, ooh, if I went to that theme park, I would want to go on this roller coaster first. That's the thing that will bring you closer to those manifestations happening. And then if your big dreams are feeling intangible and unreachable, that's okay. You can work on smaller ones. But there has to be this balance of like, don't hold yourself back by only focusing on smaller dreams. Like one of my dreams this year was to get a Hello Kitty lounge fly backpack. And that was a really big deal to me. And like, that felt like a big dream, when to somebody else that might be a small dream. And so give enough grace to yourself around knowing what feels really important to you, even if it might seem insignificant to somebody else. This is all about tuning into what is true for you in your situation today, in your heart today. And the more that those smaller dreams come true, the more that you have way to, they're like trying on a version of your bigger dream self. Something has arrived for me in the post. So I will say goodbye. I will say goodbye today, and let me know what you have learned over the past year or from this video that you would like to bring into 2025. It's more cross-stitching. I put on my website, gone cross-stitching, because I need a break really badly. I need to ease off of work after a really hard year of work where I made this moon planner, Lunar Logbook. and I need a break. And so all I want to do is cross stitch and watch old movies. And I love these. They're called Innocent Bones, and they do cross stitches of the tarot cards. So I've done the Hermit, and now I have the Star and the Tower. That was my first ever cross stitching project. I've wanted to do that since I was a kid. So that's my dreams coming true. And this is not sponsored. I'm just a big fan. Oh, and if you want to buy a Lunar Logbook, they're not for sale just yet because I'm fulfilling pre-orders from the Kickstarter, but you can go to lunarlogbook.com, and I'm really proud of the website in its current form because I've just played with it and made really fun visuals. So go check that out because I want you to see it. And eventually, maybe even by the time this video is up, I don't know, I'm going to have the shop set up so that you can order one online. So lunarlogbook.com, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye.